So are you looking at the big picture or are you getting caught up in the details? I'm going to talk about that in terms of reinventing yourself in this video. How's it going, reinventors? I'm Amelia. This is Reinventing You, the channel where you can be inspired to take your own reinventing journey so that you can live a life of joy, fulfillment, and purpose. I've been really busy and doing some remodeling at the house where my husband and I are eventually going to live. I've got some sneak peeks of my future room where I will be doing my videoing and editing in less than a year. So if you hang on to the very end of the video, you can see those pictures. If this is your first time watching these videos on Reinventing You, welcome. I hope that you will consider subscribing and clicking on the bell so that you will be notified when I post new videos. I try to post twice a week, but let me tell you, life has been crazy recently. Of course, the national things with the election and everything, but also I've been helping the place where I work part-time, I've been helping not only change our point of sale, but also move to a new location. I actually have a link in the description below if you want to check out the website for Sojourns. It's down there for you to check out. I do not receive any kind of commission or any money if you go to the website and purchase anything, but I thought maybe you'd like to see what I have been working on, or some of what I've been working on lately. So all of this has happened with the beginning of the renovation, where we had to clean out the house where we're going to live, helping move the store, changing the point of sale. I mean, it has been crazy. And so I have not been really as good about posting videos, but I'm trying my best to turn over a new leaf here this fall. If you're wondering what reinventing is all about, reinventing is changing your life in a significant way in your relationships, in your career, or in your health. Mental, physical, spiritual, all of those things can be a part of reinventing. I always recommend to start with one thing and not try to do it all. I was thinking about what I said in my last video, which I have up here in the cards if you want to check that out, also in the description below. One of the things that I talked about is having these goals, or sort of a big picture. What is your vision? What is your goal? What are your goals? What do you hope to accomplish? And then breaking that down into doable action steps. And what I meant by that was, you can't just have a goal and say, I'm going to get there, but you're going to have to say, well, what can I do? How can I break this down? The point is to be doing one thing toward that goal every single day, which is a hard thing. However, if you've broken it down into doable, actionable steps, it's a lot easier. My problem with reinventing myself is that I get stuck in those doable steps and I forget the big picture. I get stuck with those little things I need to do. I get stuck in the details and I lose sight of the whole forest. I want to know in the comments below, if you are reinventing yourself, are you getting stuck on the details, or are you a big picture person and you lose it when it comes to those doable, actionable steps? I have a couple examples of what I'm talking about. When I was in the ministry, and I'm a retired pastor, I retired after 20 years and I'm reinventing myself. I was really good about, like, say, a worship service. I would be really good about, hey, we need to sing this song, or we need to be moving here, or we need to be standing there, which was all important, but sometimes I lost sight about with the big picture. You know, the point of this worship service is to celebrate all those who have gone before the saints. The purpose of this worship service is to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. All of those things, not that I would forget about them, but they weren't like what my purpose was. I was so caught up in where people need to be standing and what we need to have in the bulletin, or up on the PowerPoint, or what songs we need to be singing. Does that really go with the worship theme of the day? And I get so stuck on all those things that I would forget the big picture, which was bringing people to Jesus Christ, helping people to worship and glorify God, helping people to, be present with God in that worship experience. So that's one example. Another example is, now that I'm working in this part-time store, which is a fair trade store, I have a great boss, and she will come in and she will set up a display like in no time. Now, she does tell me she sometimes lies in bed at night, thinks about what she's going to do, but she's like this. And when I do a display, I agonize over it and I move things around and I think it, because I'm focused on the little nitty gritty details. She can go in there and she can just, because she's thinking of the whole effect. She's thinking of the big picture. She's thinking of how it's going to look in the whole store. And I'm thinking about just that one little corner of the store, that one little shelf. And she's really good about the big picture. Now, that doesn't mean either one is good or bad. It's like, just because you're a big picture person doesn't mean that that's better. Just because you're a detailed person doesn't mean that's better. You have to learn how to balance those and make them work together. Another example are my videos. Sometimes I get so concerned about, how's my hair look like today? This is not styled hair. This is, just finger comb it and put some oil in it. I think I put some geranium because I heard that's really good for your hair, but I don't know. I don't like the smell. But anyway, do something really quick about my hair. What does my hair look like? What does my makeup look like? What is the lighting in the room? Instead of thinking, oh, well, how does this look in terms of what I'm going to be saying for the month of November? Or what is my main purpose of this video? I get so caught in the nitty gritty details that I forget about the big picture. If you're reinventing yourself, you have got to learn to balance both. Because if you don't have a big goal, if your goal is not to change your relationships, if your goal is not very clear about what kind of physical reinventing you're doing, then you can spend all of your time on those really nitty gritty details and never be reinvented and never get anywhere and never make major changes because you're stuck in the little details. Maybe spend some time today and think again, what are my goals for reinventing myself? And then once you've, gotten those really clear, then you need to figure out what are the details. How do I need to reach those goals? What are the actionable steps? How can I break these goals down? I have one final example, and this, I think I've actually told this story before. I did a training when I was helping with scouting, and as a scout leader, one of the trainings is called Wood Badge, and one of the things that we had to do was we had to make a vision statement, and then we had 5 things we had to do to help that vision statement, or kind of concrete ways to work through that vision statement, or what we felt like it was like a goal. And I had the hardest time coming up with a vision statement. Now, once I got that vision statement, I had my 5 things just like that. A lot of people in my group were like, they could come up with that vision statement, but then they had no idea what are the 5 things they had to do to set it up. So that's just another example. Reinventing is the same way. You could have a goal, but you got to break it down and figure out how you're going to reach that goal in little steps. If you have little steps but don't have a goal, why are you doing these little steps? You're not really reinventing yourself. You're just changing your habits or doing, little minuscule things in your life. So be thinking about that in terms of your own reinventing journey. I want to share with you some pictures or some video of my future room. This is my future room where I will be editing and videoing. I know it does not look like much right now, but it soon will start to look like something that I'm envisioning. And I think it's going to be a wonderful space. I can't wait. I'm so glad you watched this video. If this has been helpful for you, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment below to let me know if you're a big picture person or a detail person. And if you have not subscribed, do that today. Have a great one.